Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, tensions on the Gaza frontier continues to run high with an increase in exchanges of fire between Islamist militants and Israeli forces, threatening a fragile cessation-of-hostilities arrangement. Jordanian officials are holding extensive talks with their Israeli counterparts in Jerusalem in reported efforts to alleviate a surge in tension surrounding the old city's Temple Mount. The White House Special Representative for International Negotiations, Jason Greenblatt, has confirmed earlier suspicions that the United States will not release its so-called deal of the century for the decades-old Israeli-Palestinian conflict until after Israel's national elections that are scheduled for the 9th of April. Tension on the Gaza frontier continues to run high with an increase in exchanges of fire between Islamist militants and Israeli forces threatening a fragile cessation-of-hostilities arrangement. Palestinian Islamists opened fire yesterday evening from the outskirts of the enclave toward an IDF installation near the border security barrier. An IDF tank immediately responded by targeting a Hamas observation post in the northern district of the Gaza Strip. While no injuries were reported on either side, the Hamas post sustained extensive damage. In another incident that occurred last night, a cluster of balloons carrying an explosive device was launched by Palestinian Islamists from the Hamas-controlled enclave toward Israeli territory. The explosive device detonated mid-air near an Israeli residential community in the Eshkol Regional Council. Thankfully, no injuries or damage were reported. While the IDF did not yet respond to this specific incident, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu vowed to retaliate vigorously to any terror that emanates from the Hamas-controlled territory. During a tour of Israel's border region with Egypt, not far from the Gaza Strip, the Prime Minister responded to a reporter's question on the latest escalation.
ראש הממשלה קצת צפונה מכאן, חמאס ממשיך להפריח בלוני נפץ, מבקש עוד יותר כסף ממה שישראל אפשרה לו לקבל בחודשים האחרונים.
מכאן אני הולך לתדרוך ועדכון ביטחוני עם הרמטכ"ל, עם אלוף פיקוד הדרום ועם מפקד אוגדת עזה. אנחנו הולכים לבחון את המצב שנוצר ולתת לו מענה. אני ער לכך שבימים האחרונים יש פתאום התחדשות של תוקפנות של חמאס בכל מיני צורות שונות ומשונות. החמאס כדאי שיבין עכשיו שכל גילוי של תוקפנות כזאת יענה בתגובה תקיפה כפולה ומכופלת מצד ישראל. ומוטב שיבינו זאת עכשיו מאשר אחר כך, אבל הם יבינו זאת.
The Prime Minister also took the opportunity to praise his own decision to erect a border barrier between Israel and Egypt's lawless Sinai Peninsula, underscoring its high rate of success in keeping out illegal foreign migrants and Islamist terrorists.
אני בא עכשיו מעדכון פה בגזרה, גבול סיני, על ידי המפקדים בשטח. הגדר הזאת שמאחורינו זו הצלחה פנומנלית. היא יצרה לחלוטין את ההסתננות של מאות אלפים מאפריקה ואת הכניסה לישראל של טרוריסטים מסיני.
Now to Jerusalem, where Jordanian officials are holding extensive talks with their Israeli counterparts in efforts to alleviate a surge in tensions surrounding the old city's Temple Mount. The latest tension pertains to a dispute between the Islamic Waqf and Israeli police over a walled courtyard in the northeastern part of the mount, which houses a hall that provides access to the only eastern gate of the ancient compound, commonly known as the Golden Gate. In 2003, at the height of the Second Intifada, Israeli authorities decided to seal off the structure after a police investigation revealed that an organization with ties to the Islamist Hamas was effectively controlling the hall, using it as an office from where they distributed radical ideology of violence against non-Muslims. In recent weeks, however, the Islamic Waqf has challenged the closure, convening and staging prayer protests in the area. Despite a repeated Israeli court order to close the site, the Waqf Council, which is appointed and funded by the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, has vowed to keep the courtyard open. Meanwhile, a Jordanian official told TV7 that Amman is undertaking a series of measures to protect the Golden Gate and preserve the legal and historic status quo in the compound. The official further stressed that the Jordanian government was opposed to the Israeli demands to close it. The official pointed to the Israeli-Jordanian peace treaty, which underscores in Article 9 that Israel must respect the role of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan in the Muslim shrines in Jerusalem, that it must provide freedom of access to places of religious and historical significance. The official did not mention, however, the fact that the peace treaty demands of each party to provide freedom of access to places of religious significance, and that in contrast to the international demand to perpetuate the status quo that forbids non-Muslims from worshipping at the site where both biblical temples once stood, it calls upon the parties to act together to promote interfaith relations among the three monotheistic religions with the aim of working towards religious understanding, moral commitment, freedom of religious worship, and tolerance and peace. While a final arrangement has yet to be formulated between all sides involved, a temporary solution to the Golden Gate crisis appears to have been found. A senior Jordanian official revealed that Israel agreed to allow the Islamic Waqf to bring construction materials into the compound for the sole purpose of maintenance work and renovations that are required for upkeeping the ancient gate as part of the incipient understandings. The official said that there were no disagreements about the need for maintenance and renovations because they were technical matters. Furthermore, the Jordanian official noted that once the work begins, worshippers would not be allowed into the Golden Gate compound in any case. The foreign ministry in Jerusalem said they did not have an immediate response to TV7's request for comment. Now in other news, the White House Special Representative for International Negotiations, Jason Greenblatt, has confirmed earlier suspicions that the United States will not release its so-called deal of the century until after Israel's national elections that are scheduled for the 9th of April. In an interview with the US-based Jewish Telegraph Agency, President Donald Trump's envoy also declined to specify when in fact the highly anticipated American initiative can be expected. Greenblatt described the prospective agreement as capable of dramatically improving the lives of both Israelis and Palestinians, as well as the entire region. He called on all third parties to focus on the good and see the possibilities of a brighter future, and leave the negotiations up to the Palestinians and Israelis, who will have to live with its consequences. The top negotiator emphasized that if the two sides are willing to engage, they will be the ones to work through the tough issues. He also reiterated the recent message from senior White House advisor Jared Kushner by emphasizing that the inclusion of economic elements are essential to any success of the political plan. He further claimed that despite the public Palestinian rejection of the yet-to-be-released document, the White House has been able to convey information through Twitter and other social media platforms directly to so-called ordinary Palestinians, whom he said were grateful for the American efforts and very much interested in engaging with Israel for peace. Neither the Palestinian Authority nor the Israeli Prime Minister's press coordinator agreed to TV7's request for comments on the statement made by Ambassador Greenblatt. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@TV7.fi. For more updates from Israel and its region, please join our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom. We will see you again on Monday at the same time.